The Galactic Council chamber was filled with voices. Dozens of alien races gathered, each with their glowing symbols, banners, and strange translators humming with sound. They had come together for one purpose: to decide the future of a small blue planet called Earth. For most of the Council, Earth was nothing more than an opportunity. Reports said the humans were young, divided, and technologically behind. Their ships were clumsy, their weapons primitive compared to the weapons of the stars. Many alien leaders saw an easy conquest. "They are not ready for the galaxy," one tall insectoid general clicked. "We should strike now, take their planet, and use their resources." "Yes," hissed another, scales glimmering in the light. "Why allow them to grow? They will only spread and compete. Better to crush them while they are still weak." A ripple of agreement spread through the chamber, but then a single voice rose above the noise. It was deep, steady, and carried the weight of experience. "Do not attack the humans," the voice warned. The chamber fell silent. All eyes turned to the speaker. It was Commander Velan, an elder of the Graith, a species known for their warrior traditions. Velan's body bore scars that shimmered under the chamber's light, each mark telling of a battle survived. His eye was replaced with a faintly glowing implant, and his armor was ceremonial but dented with age. "They are weak," someone protested. "What danger could they possibly pose to us?" Velan stood tall. His voice did not waver. "I fought the humans once. I led fleets against them. We thought as you think now that they were nothing, that they would kneel quickly, but we were wrong. We underestimated their nature." The room stirred with disbelief. Some chuckled. Others leaned forward, curious. Velan continued. "When we first reached their world, they were divided. Nations against nations. Languages split them. Borders separated them, and still, they fought among themselves. We believed this would make them easy prey. We struck their colonies, their cities, their ships in orbit. For a moment we celebrated victory. We thought the war was already finished." He paused, his mechanical eye whirring as if remembering the past. "But humans are strange. They do not surrender as others do. They do not give up even when they know the cost will be high. The more you hurt them, the more they fight back. They learn quickly. They adapt in ways we never expected. We burned their cities, and they built weapons out of the ruins. We silenced their satellites, and they built new ones faster. We captured one of their ships, and within weeks, they had learned to fly our technology better than we could." The council whispered among themselves, unsure whether to laugh or believe. Velan raised his hand to silence them. "I lost half my fleet to their fighters. Fighters they built from scraps of metal and stolen parts of our machines. They do not need centuries of science to understand a weapon. They only need desperation, and they will turn anything into a blade." One young alien scoffed. "But you still defeated them, did you not? They are not here. Their world is not part of the Council." Velan's face darkened. "We tried to retreat. We thought we had taught them fear. But when we pulled back, they followed us. Do you understand? They left their world. They followed us into the void. Their ships were slower, weaker, but still they came. And when we thought we had escaped, they appeared at our hidden bases. They do not let go. If you strike them once, they will follow you to the end of the stars." The chamber grew heavy with silence. For the first time, even the proud generals listened. Velan's voice grew softer, almost like a memory spoken aloud. "I saw their eyes. I saw their will. Humans fight not because they want glory or territory. They fight because they cannot live under chains. They do not stop, not for loss, not for death, not even for hopeless odds. And if you draw their blood, they will make sure you never forget it." The youngest members of the council looked uneasy. Some older races shifted uncomfortably, but a few still sneered. "They are nothing compared to us," one reptilian admiral snapped. "You were careless, old one. That is why you lost. With proper strategy, humans will be crushed like insects." Velan's gaze locked on the admiral. His eye, both the natural and the artificial one, burned with memory. "I buried thousands of my soldiers because of human hands," he said. "Do not make the same mistake. If you think they are insects, then you do not know the swarm they become when threatened. You will find them at your doors, in your skies, even in the cracks of your strongholds. They will learn your language. They will steal your codes, they will wear your armor. And when you beg for peace, it will be too late because humans do not forgive easily. The council chamber buzzed with unease. For the first time, doubt entered the minds of those who had been eager for war. The warning hung in the air like a shadow, but arrogance is a powerful poison. One young alien leader leaned forward, his voice sharp and proud. We are not afraid of shadows. You speak of humans as if they are legends, but legends are only stories. We will test them ourselves, and when we return with Earth under our banner, the galaxy will know the truth. Valen lowered his head, not in defeat, but in sorrow. Then you have already doomed yourselves. If you go to Earth with fire in your hands, be ready, for once you strike a human, they will never let you go. The words echoed through the chamber, carried by every translator, etched into the memory of those who heard them. Some believed, some doubted. But all of them felt the weight of the old warrior's scars, the truth carved into his very body. And beyond the chamber, far away on a blue planet circling a yellow sun, humanity continued its restless march forward, unaware that its destiny was being debated among the stars. But one thing was certain: should the aliens come, humanity would be ready to answer. The Galactic Council ended its long meeting without an agreement. Some members left thoughtful, troubled by Commander Valen's warning. Others left filled with pride, convinced the old soldier had been broken by fear. Among the most defiant was Lord Karash of the Zayari Empire. His people were young compared to the ancient races, but their fleets were strong and their hunger for expansion had no limit. Karash returned to his flagship with fire in his eyes. The Wraith commander is a coward, he declared to his officers. He speaks of humans as if they are monsters. They are not monsters. They are prey, and prey belongs to the hunter. His fleet was already prepared. Sleek silver warships bristling with weapons, gathered near a jump gate that would lead directly to the Sol system. To the Council's dismay, Karash did not wait for approval. He launched his campaign, eager to prove himself and bring back the glory of conquest. The first strike, when the Zayari fleet arrived near Earth, the planet looked calm and small against the endless darkness of space. Its blue oceans shimmered, its white clouds swirled gently. To Karash, it looked defenseless. Begin the attack, he ordered. The first wave of strikes targeted satellites and orbital stations. Sparks of fire lit up Earth's skies as human communication systems fell silent. The second wave sent beams of energy down onto military bases. Explosions rippled across continents, shaking the ground and filling the night with light. At first, the humans seemed confused. News spread across their networks. Voices of panic filled the airwaves, and governments scrambled to understand what was happening. Cities were in chaos, power lines cut, and skies filled with alien craft. The Zayari celebrated. They believed victory had already come. The human response, but on Earth something stirred. The people of the planet had always fought among themselves, divided by borders and beliefs. Now, for the first time in history, every human looked upward and saw the same enemy. Soldiers from rival nations stood side by side. Scientists shared secrets once hidden. Engineers worked through nights to build new weapons. Hackers from across the globe joined forces targeting alien systems. Even ordinary people rose with courage, forming groups to protect their families, their homes, and their world. The first human counterattack came quickly. Fighter jets, though slower than alien craft, flew into the skies with fearless pilots at the controls. They used teamwork and creativity, luring alien ships into traps, crashing their planes into carriers when no other choice remained. Submarines hidden in the deep oceans rose to strike from below, launching missiles at alien command ships. The aliens had not expected such resistance. Their scanners read human weapons as weak, yet somehow the humans kept finding ways to fight back. The turning point. Then something happened that changed everything. During one battle above Earth, humans managed to capture a damaged Zayari fighter. Instead of destroying it, they studied it. Within days, human engineers had learned enough to repair the ship and even fly it. They discovered weaknesses in Zayari shields, flaws in their navigation codes, and secrets in their communication signals. News spread quickly. Humanity had taken alien technology and turned it into their own weapon. Soon, more captured ships were repurposed, Factories that once built cars now built weapons using alien parts. Research centers filled with students suddenly became war laboratories. Karash watched in disbelief from his flagship. "Impossible," he growled. "They learned too fast." His commanders advised him to retreat and regroup, but Karash's pride was too great. He could not admit defeat. "Push harder," he ordered. "Break their spirit before they rise further." So the Zyari doubled their efforts. They struck cities with greater force. They captured humans hoping to crush morale. But instead, every attack only made the humans angrier, more determined. Unity of humanity. For the first time, Earth's leaders formed a single command. No longer did nations argue about control. They all agreed on one thing: humanity must survive. Under this united front, Earth's defenses grew stronger. Fleets of hybrid ships, half human and half alien, launched into orbit. Ground forces learned to use alien weapons against their makers. Human hackers broke through alien firewalls, spreading confusion through enemy fleets. Most powerful of all was the spirit of the people. Where one city fell, 10 more rose to fight. Where one soldier died, another stepped forward. Families built shelters underground, but also worked together to rebuild above. The world did not break. It grew sharper. Karash realized too late that he was no longer the hunter. The humans had become something else, something far more dangerous. The chase begins. Finally, the Zyari decided to retreat. Their fleets pulled back from Earth's orbit, leaving destruction behind but failing to claim victory. Their commanders believed the humans would be content to rebuild, that the war would end with a truce of silence. But Valen's warning had been true. Humanity did not simply defend. Humanity pursued. The moment the aliens left, human ships followed. The stolen alien drives gave them new speed. Their fleets, though smaller, pushed after the Zyari with fearless determination. Every battle cost them lives, but still they pressed forward. A Zyari supply base hidden on a distant moon was destroyed within weeks. Outposts on the edge of their empire began to fall, each one struck by human forces who refused to stay on their homeworld. Karash's pride turned to fear. He had begun the war with confidence, but now he saw shadows of human ships even in his dreams. He realized the truth. He had woken something that could not be silenced. The trap of memory on Earth. There was no talk of forgiveness. Every destroyed city, every lost family, every burned field was remembered. Humans carried these memories into battle like weapons. They did not see the war as one fight, they saw it as a promise. "If we let them escape," said one human general, "they will strike us again. We must follow. We must end this." And so, with fire in their hearts and stolen stars in their engines, humanity began its great pursuit. The galaxy had not believed Commander Valen's words, but now, as the humans chased their invaders into the void, the truth was becoming clear. Once you strike a human, you will never be free of them. They will never let you go. Everywhere they went, the humans followed. What had started as a defensive war on Earth had become something larger, something terrifying to those who once saw humans as weak. Karash, the proud leader who had ordered the invasion, now found himself running. His fleet scattered, his outposts burned, and his soldiers whispered in fear of a new enemy that never stopped chasing. "They are behind us again," his navigator reported in a trembling voice. 3 human ships, small but fast. "They have adapted to our jump technology." Karash clenched his hands. "Destroy them!" But destroying humans was not so simple anymore. The small ships carried weapons crafted from both human steel and alien alloys. Their tactics were unpredictable, their movements reckless but effective. Even when outnumbered, they fought with a desperation the Zyari had never faced. And every time a human ship was lost, more arrived to take its place. The endless advance on Earth, factories no longer produced goods for daily life. They now built fleets. Spaces once used for farming or trade were turned into shipyards. Nations that had once argued about territory now shared technology, shared resources, and shared lives. Humanity had become one people with one mission. They would not stop until the Zyari threat was gone. Scientists worked day and night, unlocking secrets from every captured alien machine. Engines grew faster, weapons hit harder, shields became stronger. What once took the Zyari centuries of development, the humans mastered in months. It was as if the entire planet had been waiting for this moment to unite. And now that they had, Nothing could slow them down. The collapse of the invaders one by one, Zayari bases fell. A mining station hidden on an asteroid belt, destroyed by human torpedoes. A fleet yard orbiting a red star, captured and turned into a human stronghold. A colony world deep within the Empire, overrun by ground forces who fought with unmatched will. The Zayari tried to call for reinforcements from allies, but few answered. Other alien races had watched the war with cautious eyes. Some had doubted Commander Vaylon's warning, but now they saw the truth unfolding. Reports spread across the galaxy. Humans were not only defending their planet, they were expanding outward with unstoppable drive. And they did not forget. Every scar, every life lost, every city destroyed was remembered, and it fueled their advance. The Zayari had become trapped not just in war, but in the memory of humanity. The Council watches back at the Galactic Council. Tension filled the chamber. The same generals who had laughed at Vaylon now sat in silence, watching reports of burning Zayari worlds. Images of human fleets flashed across holographic screens. Ships built from steel, scraps, and alien technology welded together with purpose. They were not elegant, but they were terrifying. They were supposed to fall, whispered one council member. How did they grow so fast? Vaylon, the scarred commander, stood at the edge of the chamber. His expression was grim, but there was no joy in his eyes. I told you, he said quietly. Strike a human once and you will never be free. They will follow you to the end. The last stand of Karash on the edge of Zayari space, Karash prepared his final defense. His once proud empire had been reduced to fragments. Fleets that had once filled star systems now numbered in the dozens. He gathered them near his homeworld, hoping to protect what little remained. We will not run anymore, Karash growled to his officers. This is where we end them. But when the humans arrived, they did not come with a single fleet. They came with many. Waves of ships poured out of hyperspace, each one marked with human flags and painted with symbols of fallen cities and lost families. They were not silent. They broadcast their voices across the stars. For Earth. For the lost. For the future. The humans attacked with a storm of fire. Every move was coordinated, every strike filled with purpose. They fought not for conquest, but for memory. Karash's fleets resisted with everything they had, but the humans did not falter. Ship after ship fell, until the proud Zayari defenses shattered. At last, Karash's flagship was surrounded. His officers begged him to flee, but he knew there was nowhere left to run. He stared at the human fleet outside his window, and for the first time in his life, he understood fear. They will never stop, he whispered. The galactic realization. When news of Karash's defeat reached the galaxy, silence followed. The Zayari Empire had fallen. A power that once inspired fear was now nothing but ashes, and the ones who had brought them down were the very humans so many had dismissed as weak. The Galactic Council gathered once again. No one laughed this time. No one doubted the scars on Vaylon's body or the weight of his words. They are not like us, one counselor said. They do not forgive. They do not let go. Another added, if we fight them, they will chase us across the stars. We must not make the same mistake, the chamber agreed. Humanity was no longer a small world to conquer. They were a new power, dangerous, relentless, and unbroken. The echo of the warning Commander Vaylon stood before the council once more. His voice carried through the chamber, heavy with truth. Remember this day. Remember what you have seen. The Zayari thought humans were easy prey, and now they are gone. If you value your people, do not make the same mistake. If you draw blood from a human, you bind yourself to them forever. They will not rest, they will not forgive, and they will never let you go. The council sat in silence, each race replaying the warning in their minds. The message was clear. Far away, on Earth, humanity was still rebuilding, still growing, still remembering. But their eyes were no longer turned only toward their own skies. They were watching the stars, and the stars were now watching them back with fear, with respect, and with the knowledge that humanity would never again be underestimated.